Hello and welcome to my weekly video blog, and today I'm going to be talking about surprising excessive sweaty areas of the body in the perimenopause and menopause. If you like my tips and advice, then please subscribe and remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of all my new videos. So sweating, flushes, feeling really hot is the most common symptom in the perimenopause and menopause. For most of us, this happens under the arms. It can be on the face, the back of the neck, and just the whole chest area, and very often just the upper body area. But there are other areas of the body that you can be surprised where you start to sweat from. So it can be the scalp. This is a major one. You might find you get really hot. The sweat can start dripping down the side of the face and down the back of the neck. It could be the crook of your knee. And again, if you're sitting for a long time, those areas can get really hot. It can be the feet, and we've all heard of sweaty feet. It could be your hands. You might find that your hands get really hot. They might start to sweat and get a bit slippy. It can be under the breast area and in between the breasts as well. And the other area tends to be the groin and the top of the legs. Now, in the perimenopause and menopause, one of the things that goes all over the place is our body's ability to keep our temperature regulated. So on a regular basis, the body will trigger sweats and flushes in order to cool the body down. Now, the primary areas in our body for sweating generally are under the arms and the feet. But what do? We block under our arms with antiperspirants, and now a lot of these antiperspirants, they're going to last 24 hours. And if you've got socks or tights and footwear on, then our feet can't sweat either. So if our body's desperately trying to cool down, it's going to have to sweat from somewhere else. And the problem is that, as I mentioned before, these are the places it tends to be really uncomfortable. And also for quite a few of them, if you keep sweating in these areas, because they're not normal areas, you can end up getting chafing and rashes, which can make it even more uncomfortable. So the things to do here is, number one, try not to use antiperspirants. I know it's a difficult one, because if you're so, you don't want to sweat, and it's sort of culturally or publicly unacceptable to be really sweaty under the arms. But if you are blocking the arms, it's going to cause serious problems. So we're looking at using natural deodorants, and today natural deodorants are really effective for stopping you from smelling sweaty. I mean, I've used them for years. I use them on my travels, and I've never had a problem with them. I really prefer them just totally and utterly. And it's the same with the feet. If you've got, man-made nylon socks, nylon tights, man-made footwear, then your feet are not going to get that ability to be able to sweat. And I know, obviously, if it's in the winter time, it's not quite so easy, but trying to give your feet some air at some point during the day can be really good. And apparently it's also really good if you're walking with bare feet. It seems to stimulate some of the points on the feet, which might be good for you too. Remember the water, really, really important, because if we're dehydrated, we can get so dehydrated it triggers the nervous system, which then results in sweat. So that can become a real vicious cycle. So loads of water every day. You can also look at the herb sage. We have our registered product Menopause, which is registered for excessive sweating. You can look at anxiety and stress, because that will trigger sweating as well. If you're in a state of anxiety or panic, the body will give you a really big sweating episode in order to cool the body down. So you might need to look at some stress remedies like magnesium or passion flower. If you're getting sweating at the same time every day, if you're getting these strange areas, then maybe look at what you're doing or not doing. Have you not had your water? It could be caffeine, and caffeine can very often give you a real big surge of heat and sweating. And A lot of you tell me that, you know, you're much more sensitive to caffeine now, so it can create more of a response than it might have done a little while ago. Also look out for the high salt and the high sugar intake as well, because that can rev up your nervous system, which can cause sweating in these areas as well. If you're getting excessive sweating from the scalp or from the upper, basically from here upwards, and you're really sweating, that can be an indication of vitamin D deficiency. So it's important in this instance to ask your doctor to do a test just to rule it out. Problem is that for some reason, which I can't find the reason, but it does seem to be quite prevalent in perimenopause and menopause women, the vitamin D deficiency gets more and more common. And vitamin D deficiency will cause a whole raft of symptoms that are absolutely identical to menopause ones, including the sweating. So it's really important to get this one tested at some point, just to make sure that you don't need a top up. So I hope you found this one helpful. It's a really interesting one, and there's, as I say, there's lots of different reasons that this can happen. So if any of you have sweated in any surprising places, what did you do to help yourself? Please share your tips. I love reading them all, and it always helps me because I tend to learn something that I didn't know before as well. And until then, have a lovely week, and I will see you soon. Bye.